Hello everyone, welcome to the Tristar Gym channel. Today we're going to be looking at the first episode of the Guard Pull 2.0 series, different ways to pull guard, get the fight to the ground. The first episode, in the first method we're going to be looking at how to pull the fight to the ground is going to be called the web guard series. Okay, so I like to use the web guard to pull guard. You're going to see me do it right here. I'm going to be doing it a lot in this video. I'm going to be breaking down exactly how to go about it. The series is very long, so I'm gonna have to chop it up in pieces. This will be the first part. There are a lot of things that can happen when you jump web guard, and this is a very advanced guard. So people who are white belt out there, I don't think you're gonna be able to drill this without really messing it up. Make sure you're advanced blue belt or purple belt. I would recommend if you're a good purple belt, it's time to try to pull web guard. You can pull web guard in a gi, no gi, or MMA match, of course, like I'm doing here. I did it in MMA mostly. I'll show you guys me doing it in no-gi also, but I do it mostly in MMA because sometimes I need to bring the fight to the ground and I don't want to waste too much energy and I want to get right into my submissions. 5 minutes is not a long time for me to finesse the guy and pass his guard and use a lot of positions to hold him down, etc. I want to get straight to the finish, and web guard is a great way to do it. Okay, so here's the first jump. Notice I'm jumping off to the side. Notice my right arm is hooking his leg, and very importantly, I'm hooking over his head. This is the first part of web guard. You don't want to jump out in front of him, okay? You got to be off to the side, and you got to be really heavy off to one side to help break his balance. Now, the key to breaking his balance is, notice my right hand here. It's going to turn into an overhook. It's going to turn into a headlock. As I jump here, I use my elbow. I'm elbow deep around the head, and I'm going to start bending the head down. As I bend the head down, my legs are going to creep up higher and higher over his back, and that's going to topple him over. My other hand, my left hand, is cradling him. You see I'm cradling him really low here. This is very important. Really low here at the ankle. This is very important stuff. I originally was catching him here, and the more he breaks his posture, the more I'm going to reach up towards the ankle. The more you reach to the ankle, the more you're going to bend him in half, the more leverage you have, and the easier it's going to fold. Okay, so here it is again. I jump off to the side. Notice I'm jumping, I'm jumping to his back. If you notice, you look here, I'm behind him. My hips are not out in front of him. Most guard pullers will jump out in front of you and wrap their legs around you. I'm not interested in jumping out in front of you. I'm jumping off to the back. Notice my knee here. If you look at this knee is really high. It's supporting this arm right here, this elbow. And that's pulling down on his head. So I'm pulling down on his head. And look at this hand. It's snaking around his leg, elbow deep. And then it's slowly going to snake lower and lower. And the lower I go, the more leverage I have, the more I'm going to be able to fold him. He won't be able to stop me. There's the arm dropping a little lower. He won't be able to stop me. And here I'm in my arm bars. Okay, I didn't cover arm bars because this will make the video really way too long. But you end up mostly in spiderweb type finish holds or regular arm bars. Or sometimes you might end up on the bottom like we're going to see here. So here I'm doing it in martial arts sparring, mixed martial arts sparring. I'm not going to be covering anything to do with stand-up. We will be looking at stand-up in the future. Your stand-up should be as good as your ground and your wrestling, etc. But here I got to set up a clinch to get to web guard. The only weakness of web guard is, can you get in range? If I can get in range, I could shoot the web guard. If I shoot that web guard, I'm going to get him down to the ground one way or another. Okay, and I've been troubleshooting these problems for the last few years. And I'll get this guy down to the ground one way or another. If I just get close enough to take him down. Now, this is the same idea with double legs. You cannot shoot your double leg unless you get in range. So it's the same principle, same idea. Get in range, shoot the web guard. That's me pulling him into web guard and going straight to a spider web. I lost the spider web control because I was wearing big clunky gloves and I couldn't hang on to the armbar, so I had to switch to a 2-on-1 armbar. But technically, you want to keep that base leg. Let me show that again so it's clear. Really, I just rewind it real quick. So here I'm jumping the web guard. I'm doing it with an underhook here. I usually do it with an overhook. You can do it with an underhook. It's just a lot harder. There it is. I'm shooting my hips towards the back. I start breaking him down. I get to the armbar here. Here is a perfect spider web. You land right away in spider web position. But look here, on my left hand here, the one holding the armbar, it's too slippery. I'm losing it because of the big clunky gloves. So I let go of this leg. Normally, you don't want to let go of this leg. Okay, so if you hang on to this leg, this guy cannot get on top. You need to hang on to this leg. But I was losing my grip here, so I needed to bring this arm in to support the grip and go on a 2-on-1. But when you do that, the guy has a chance to invert his legs and start to climb on top of you. Now here I had the arm straight enough to finish the armbar, and if you watch my arm collector video, you understand exactly what I'm doing here. And I'm going to be making a lot more arm collector videos, so look out for that to make sure that your armbar game is very strong. The armbar is a very important technique in Jiu-Jitsu. So here we go. I jump the back here. Okay, notice that I'm wrapping the head, I'm wrapping the leg. And now as I start to take him over with the web guard, his hands hit the floor. He wants to stop this roll. As soon as he extends his arms to hit the floor, all I gotta do is armbar him. Okay, and all you guys who are purple belts out there, you've done plenty of arm bars. You understand exactly what's going on. It's a very easy way to finish right now. So once I get the forward motion here, it's very important you notice how I'm throwing him down to the ground. I'm not just using my body weight. You got to think of it as a pendulum sweep. You're jumping right into a pendulum sweep, but the key is I'm grabbing this leg here. Look how low I am on the leg. See, I started around the knee, but I slid my hand all the way down to the ankle. If I get that far right here, if I get this far, this guy's going to bend in half, and I'm going to cradle him, and there's going to be no way for him to stop me from bringing him down to the ground. I wrap up armbar. Here I'm going to finish it any which way I feel like I can do. Here's me doing it real time. I do this quite often when I'm sparring. I pull web guard. Even though guys know I'm going to pull web guard, they just can't stop. It's like, a guy's going to pull a double leg. You just can't stop it either. If he knows what he's doing and he gets in range, it'll be it. He'll get you down to the ground. So here's a little bit of head movement. I finally lock up. I get the range. I'm close enough to do it. Now let's look here. Notice my hips are off to the side. I'm not out in front of him, and that's the key. Keep an eye on this leg here. See, this leg is going to be bouncing around back and forth. This leg over here, all my weight is on this leg. I'm hanging off the side exactly right on this leg. Okay, so keep an eye on this leg right here. And notice and see, is he able to take any steps? He's not able to take any steps. All the steps he makes are with the other leg. Okay, so let's take a look at that right now. I'm gonna move it frame by frame. Look at his left leg. It's going forward. It's stepping again forward. It's gonna move around a bit. But that leg that I'm leaning on, it's gonna collapse. There's just too much weight on it. I'm off to the side. I'm not out in front of him. And here he based his arms. I get right into my arm bar. And here I'm going to use some kind of weird technique to pull him over. I'm going to do like a power pendulum here. But the only reason I'm doing that is because I was wearing gloves. Normally I would just probably finish the arm bar from where I was. I roll him right into a spider web here. Turn it into a triangle. From the triangle, I'm just going to turn him over here and finish it. But the key is when your opponent, when you jump that web guard, you have to escape your hips off to the side, just like here. And now here's another common problem. The guy will remove the leg. So let's rewind that real quick here. So watch, I'm jumping. I want the near leg. I want this leg. Okay, I'm jumping off to the back, towards the back. I'm swinging my hips in a type of pendulum sweep. And now once I do that, he's gonna remove the leg. Watch here. He's gonna remove the leg. This is very common. They remove the leg. Now when they remove the leg, I'm gonna hook the far leg. No problem. But you gotta notice one thing. When you jump web guard, you gotta be very confident. By moving this leg back here. See, by moving this leg back, he's created a hole here. See this hole? He has no base here. I'm gonna be diving my body in there and in between his legs in that direction. Okay, so that he swings forward. Now watch this. He's created a gap. By removing his leg, he's created a gap in his base, and he has to crash into on his arms. Now, can I armbar him? Absolutely, but we're going to be doing a different finish. Notice my legs. I'm going into a power pendulum, what I call a power pendulum. Power pendulum for me is when I jump into a pendulum from the air, because the momentum is incredible, because both our bodies are falling. He has to base hard. Look at my legs. They're in pendulum position here. When he bases hard, it's going to allow me to flow into omoplata or triangle or armbar. Okay, if he bases on the ground near enough for me to armbar him, I will. If he bases far away, I'm going to usually go right into omoplata. So I go here, I hook the leg here. We're doing it in slow motion so you guys can see. He moves the leg back, creates a gap for me to fall through. Notice my legs are in a pendulum action here. I also did a tutorial on pendulum. Make sure you watch that if you don't know how to do pendulum. Here I'm setting it up. Uchimata, ankle picks. He's close enough and in range, but removes the leg. Once he removes the leg, it's time to go for a powerful pendulum sweep. Sweep right into a pendulum. Use the fall to create extra power for your sweep. If he bases, you're getting the exact reaction you want. Flip right into your omoplatas or arm bars or triangle chokes. So here we go. Depending on where he puts his arm, I'll flow into a triangle. I'll pull him right into a submission. So here's me doing it real time. Okay, here, notice how I get in range. I'm faking different techniques here. I'm getting close. And there I go. I pull right into the web guard. Watch this again. Watch as I pull the web guard. I want to go grab the near leg, but he moved the left leg away. Look how much height I'm getting here. This is a very tall guy. He's 6 foot plus. He's 200 pounds. I'm using my left hand now to reach for the near leg. He escaped the near leg. He moved it too far away. And now here we go. I go right into pendulum sweep. Notice my leg action here. Notice this foot. This foot's knocking him over here. Okay, this is very important stuff. It's creating a roll. He's unable to stop this roll. He has to either base or get swept. Now here he didn't have enough time to base, and I'm able to get the full sweep. Okay, so web guard will often lead into full sweeps. Here it is again. I'm closing the distance, tying him up. I'm close. I'm in range. I'm going to shoot the web guard. He removes the near leg. Look what happens. I sweep him hard with the pendulum. He has to base. As he's basing, I flow right into omoplata. Now, because I'm flowing into omoplata, and he was obviously pushing in that direction. So watch here. Just so it's clear for the guys who are not sure what they're seeing here. I pull web guard. I miss the leg that I want, the original leg. And now look, I go right into a pendulum sweep. I'm hitting him. I'm throwing him this way. Now he's working hard to go this direction. So when I flow into my omoplata, I'm just gonna let him go in the direction he's been pushing in. So I'm pushing him in the opposite direction. I'm just gonna change the direction in which I'm applying force and let him roll right over. So here we are. Next episode, we're gonna be looking at what to do when you can't break the guy's posture. How to hook his arm, bring his head down. By hooking his arm, you break his posture, and you could jump easily around his. You could jump a triangle easily around his neck. I couldn't fit it all in one episode, so I had to chop it up. So please be sure to look out for WebGuard Part 2. And you guys are going to see a lot of interesting things in that video as well, and some real-time footage as well. I do a lot of different types of guard pulling, from single leg to pulling to leg locks and stuff like that. Look for that in the Guard Pull 2.0 series. I think guard pulling should become a science. Jiu-Jitsu practitioners out there, if you have different ways you pull guard, please feel free and share, because I find it's a weakness in Jiu-Jitsu and needs to be addressed. And the sooner we address it, the more powerful Jiu-Jitsu will become. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Please make sure to like, share, and comment. And I'll have another episode for you very soon. Thank you.